Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Keep Gaming Podcast. This is episode 4, and today we're going to be discussing the Mortal Kombat Movie 2021. And today I have my guest, Fresco. Fresco, what is going on? Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, brother. I truly do appreciate it for allowing me to join you on episode 4 of Keep Gaming Podcast. I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for having me.
And we also have Johnny BoomBotz is back. You saw him last week, and he's here again to talk some more. What's up, Johnny?
What's going on, Lou? What's going on, Fresco? How's everybody doing today? Thank you for welcoming me back, and glad to be here again.
Not a problem, guys. So let's get into it, man. We all saw Mortal Kombat. I saw it in theaters. You guys saw it on HBO Max. Initially, before we saw it and we saw the trailer, or even before we saw the trailer, just the thought of they're making another Mortal Kombat movie. What were your thoughts? Fresco, you could go first.
I'm going to be very honest with you. I was immensely excited. This was one of the top movies that I was waiting to see alongside with Godzilla versus Kong. And I was just hyped. As you know, Mortal Kombat was one of the initial games that we played back in our childhood. So knowing that many years later they were going to make this movie a modern depiction of it.
Yeah.
I was excited. It was awesome.
What about you, Johnny? What were your thoughts knowing that they're going to make another Mortal Kombat movie?
I was both extremely excited and skeptical at the same time, only because I do know how they, with remakes especially, I believe nostalgia had a huge burden on it, because when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, Mortal Kombat. Like, the original movie sucked, but I loved it. Like, it's my childhood. Like,
Right.
the games grew up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, those are things that I grew up with. And then they make remakes of them, and not always are they good. Not always do they, go forward and come out the same way. But I was excited but skeptical. I was.
Absolutely. For me, I was skeptical from the beginning. Like, really? The last ones were trash. You guys even tried doing a TV show on YouTube. You made an animated series that I didn't see, which was Scorpion's Revenge. I heard great things about. But you guys are so successful in the games. They're probably the best fighting game. Although the best-selling fighting game is Super Smash Bros. But Mortal Kombat always wins awards for their gameplay. They introduce characters from DC like Joker. You recently got Rambo and Terminator. They always like do something to keep the game fresh. And I'm like, what are they gonna do with this movie that's really gonna be better than the first two that came out in 95 and I think 97?
Right.
And I thought whatever, what can be done to make this better? Anything is better than Annihilation that last came out. But once I heard about it, I was really like, let's see what happens. And then we saw the trailer, right? When we first saw the trailer, I know I lost my mind. I was like, oh, this is legit. This is going to be so dope. And then they mentioned it's going to be rated R, so it's going to be a lot more gore and blood. And I was like, this is what Mortal Kombat is. I can't wait to see this. When you saw the trailer, Fresco, what were your thoughts?
Dude. All right. So the CGI looked a little bit iffy to me.
Okay.
But even so, I don't know if you recall. Well, all right, we can speak completely about what we've seen. Everything.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So, like the CGI with the dragon, I'm pretty sure that they showed Liu Kang doing that finisher on who was it? What's that guy's name? I forgot the character's name. Cabal, right? Yes, that looked a little bit iffy. Also, when the fire was around Scorpion, but just the fact of being able to see Scorpion against Sub-Zero, it was fucking amazing. It hyped me up when I saw that trailer. It truly did.
What about you, Johnny?
Yeah. The trailer definitely hyped me up, and I agree with Fresco on that as well too. Like, watching the CGI that they did, I was like, okay, but I understood it too, is because of the fact that you're trying to give the idea of being a Mortal Kombat fanatic in a way of original Mortal Kombat. You're looking at, it's hell, but it's not hell. It's Netherworld. It's a total different dimension. So how do you give that look of where you could be engulfed in fire without actually being really engulfed in fire, kind of thing, and using it to your advantage? So that's where I kind of let them go away with that idea of the fire for Scorpion. The fire dragon for Liu was, I was kind of like, all right, dude, like, I've seen movies where they do a lot better than that. But I saw the trailer and I couldn't stop thinking about the movie, and I was just like, no, this is what I wanted. Like, this is when you're a kid and you play like the original, even like old 8-bit video games,
Yeah.
Right.
and in your mind you put into what it looks like in your mind with your imagination. This is what I expect of my imagination. When I saw a Scorpion, a Sub-Zero, I wasn't thinking in my mind color swap palette of the same character. I was thinking in my mind like full on dudes with like blue armor, like
Hmm.
fucking ripping each other apart. And
Hmm.
just the trailer was like, oh my god, like they hit it on the spot.
Right. Right.
You know, I am looking up. Speaking of like the effects, right? So I'm looking up how much did it cost Mortal Kombat to be made? The
Let's
budget
see.
was $55 million. So
Really?
although $55 million sounds like a lot to us,
That's
it's not that much on a level of a film at this scale because everyone knows Mortal Kombat. It was first released in 1992 and it's always progressed and moved forward. I think it has a total, I looked it up too, it has a total of 18 games overall. So
holy shit.
this has been out for a long time. There's a lot of, like you said, nostalgia. There's a lot of fanfare. So I think Warner Brothers trying to give this a shot at a lower budget just to see how it goes. I felt like this was like a test. Let's just see how things go. I think if this movie is successful, and they mentioned it too, that there will be sequels to the film, will they increase the budget to have better effects? Because not the whole film was bad, because all of Sub-Zero's effects looked incredible.
So good.
Yes.
So good.
But those flames, they kind of did look weird, you know. But other than that, after watching the trailer, I was so hyped to see it. And then, of course, because of the pandemic, you have the opportunity to now watch it at home rather than go to the theater. But I'm a film guy, so I went to the theater. And just real quick, going to the theater for me, and this is another discussion, I saw it in Adobe Cinema Theater where the screen is beautiful, the seats shake when the bass hits. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. Every punch, kick, throw, you felt it in the chair. You're not gonna feel that in your house unless you're farting, but you felt those movements, and it just gave a better like experience to the
Feel like
film.
it immersed you more.
Yeah, like I was
Gave
like,
you more immersion.
oh yeah, even the beginning, the fight that they had, Sub-Zero had with Scorpion, they were not, that was not their names at the time,
Right.
but
Right.
when they're fighting each other in the first couple of minutes, you were really involved, and I was like, wow, this is gonna be a great film, and we'll get into it as we continue the show. But
Right.
being that they only have 55 million, they didn't have a lister cast. A lot of these people I never seen before or heard about
Yeah,
in my
same.
life.
Sure.
And I think they did what they can with it. And overall, I think they might have got a hit because it left you wanting more. And we'll get into the movie now. Like when you finish watching the film, I know for me and I know for Fresco, it left you like, I want more. Show me more what you have.
For sure.
You
For
know?
sure.
So
Now,
what
so-
Now, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
no, go ahead, Fresco. Go ahead.
Now you're stating in regards to the budget. You see 55.
yeah,
Now,
when I Googled it.
It says here that they've only made about 10.7 million back, so they haven't even made it the amount that they actually put into the movie. Am I wrong here? Do you see that?
Did you put it in chat or something I can see?
I put oh yeah, I gotcha. Well, actually,
Now this is a sucky part, and this is about the film industry, right? When you, and this is why they got such backlash, HBO and Warner Brothers, by releasing all these films on a streaming service rather than just going straight to theater. Now, when you do something like that,
true.
you are taking a lot of money away. Now they only made, that was 10.5 million. Was that just theaters or overall worldwide? You know,
Well, actually, that's true. It only says box office.
Box office. So it's only theater.
I guess you can't. Yeah, right. You can't include HBO Max and what
yeah,
they're
the
paying.
subscriptions and stuff like that overall.
Now, my question for you with that being though too is now their $55 million budget, is that for movie only, or is that also for merchandise and things of that nature as well too?
It just says 55 million.
Okay.
No specifics on
Now,
the referencing to.
because my question regarding the budget as well too is that we were speaking about graphics and all, and CGI, and that makes sense now in my mind that 55 million, if they had that much of that low of a budget when you're talking about on a scale of movies, that would make sense why they did not do as much with the CGI on the fire and the flame as they did with the fatalities. They did with Sub-Zero's blade. They did with just the overall the
Goro.
methods and Goro, and then their location spots too. Like they had to pay for the locations to go around as much as they did because their CGI was not only just their surrounding, but like think about where they had them. They put them into literally levels. They put them into like the actual game levels where they were on a concrete path.
Right.
Just the two of them. That's it. So they had to use the CGI for that, the money for that as well too.
Yeah.
And including Reptile's family.
Mm-hmm.
Like he looked amazing. So it's like I can understand now why they didn't do as much for certain things.
Now, when you compare this to the originals, this looks 10 times better. I mean, I know the original came out in 95, so it's like, you know, the technology wasn't there. But I've seen Star Wars in 1968, 1970, and they look pretty good with their effects. I mean, they probably had a larger budget, probably. I don't know, but comparing the two, this looks 10 times better.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. But it is true what Johnny is stating. I'm guessing they had to choose where the money
goes. Yeah,
would go to. You know,
how to allocate it the right way to get what they try to get your point across for the movie you're trying to make.
Right.
And as comparing the two from the original to now, that's a tough one actually. I will be honest. Like it does look a lot better, but nostalgia for me is definitely
in that time
a big thing. For that time, that movie was amazing. I mean, like
amazing.
It was just for that time and for what it was. I loved it. I love the original Mortal Kombat. I do.
Now,
it's a horrible movie. It's a horrible movie, but I fucking love it.
Have you rewatched it recently? Just to like
about a year ago, not even.
And what were your thoughts? Still amazing?
Yeah, I mean, it's cheesy, but it's not as bad as like when I go to rewatch the movie Blade and I look at Blade and I'm like, oh my god, this was absolute trash. Or I rewatch Ghost Rider, and that was newer. Like,
time out. You're saying the original Blade was worse than seeing the original Mortal Kombat?
Graphics wise, yes. Graphics wise, yes.
Oh my god! I have to watch them both. I have to watch them both.
I'm being dead serious because in all reality, take a look at both of them though, and take a look at Blade, and take a look at Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat does have some iffy parts to it.
Okay.
However, though, Mortal Kombat they relied more on physical things than they did about graphics.
Okay.
And I believe if I'm comparing the two from Mortal Kombat 95?
Yeah, 95.
No, 95 to 2021. My biggest take from the two of them was Mortal Kombat, the original, was Mortal Kombat. This one was not Mortal Kombat. This one was a story. A story about Mortal Kombat. It was like a side story. And I feel like they should have done it differently. They didn't do it the right way. I love the movie, but I think that I have issues with the movie, so we'll go into that later. But
you're right. Me too. I'm gonna go ahead. Go ahead.
Lo, go ahead.
All right. So no, what I was gonna say was being that in the 90s we got a lot of these movies, such as Street Fighter, and we got a lot of like video games with like Super Mario Bros. Like video game movies. This is not the first time this has happened, but none of them have really been a great success when you think about it. The last one that really came out that was successful was Sonic, and that looked incredible. I mean, thank God they fixed the way Sonic looked. But when you compare video game movies, they don't really do well. And that's why I'm kind of scared to see what Uncharted does. But Uncharted has actors, and that's what I'm getting to. Like, you have Tom Holland playing Nathan Drake. Here you have who are these people? So when we saw Cole, right, that's where the story's based around. I'd never heard of Cole. Now, I haven't played Mortal Kombat. Maybe you know something I don't, but when I did the research, the character Cole was just a character put in the movie. He's not an actual character in the game.
He's a new guy. He's new.
Brand new. They just created him just for this specific movie.
And I looked that up as well. You didn't have to make a character up to get a story. There's 100 characters in Mortal Kombat. You just made someone up? Really? So that when in the trailer, I didn't know who he was. And I'm like, wait, is this gonna be Johnny Cage? Like, I didn't know who it was. And
Liu Kang.
You thought he was Liu Kang?
Right. Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
In the beginning.
Yeah, because they released a second trailer.
Okay.
But I didn't know who he was, and then when we watched the film, I'm like, what is his power gonna be? Like, who is he?
Horrible.
And I'm like, he got like a metal chest and some
Like
swords.
Aquaman, right?
What? Oh, like
reminded me
Aquaman,
of,
yo. That's true.
He
Oh
had like
yeah,
a gold Aquaman suit,
Yeah,
he
you.
did. He looked like a cross between Aquaman and Strider. If
right?
anybody
Oh,
remember,
that.
everybody remember Miss Strider, the cop that
Yes,
had
yes.
the batons. That's pretty much what they basically like put 3 characters together into one.
They couldn't be more creative, man. Give him,
Yeah.
I don't know, wings or something. I don't know. And that.
You're about to go into like about issues, so go ahead. I'm about to go in real quick.
No, but the reason I'm going about issues about Cole is because I don't think they needed to create a character and a story for this. It is a prequel to the Mortal Kombat. If you think about it, this is not the tournament. This is, I mean, it's a prequel to, in my opinion, because they talked about there was 9 other tournaments that they won, right?
Right.
It's not the prequel kind of thing, but it didn't introduce all the great characters. They left room for the sequels if this was successful, because the actor who's playing Scorpion mentioned about a week ago that he signed a 4-movie deal, that including this one, so there'll be
Right.
3 other films after this if it's successful. So you're saving characters, okay, fine, but why create a character? I didn't feel attachment to anybody in this film.
I did to Scorpion. I did feel
Really?
Scorpion. Yeah,
Really?
I thought his actor, the guy that they chose, his name is Hiroyuki Sanada. He did
Wow, that's pretty good.
He did good. That was a really good pronunciation.
Yeah. He's been
Yeah.
practicing.
Those classes you've been taking have been paying off, man.
Listen, man, but no, I thought he was amazing. Him and Sub-Zero as well. Joe Taslim, really good actors. They couldn't have chosen better. But in regards to Louis Tan Cole, it wasn't necessary. I 100% agree with you, Lou.
I feel like that was a waste of time and effort. They could have put that energy to another character. It should have really been Johnny Cage, because if you think about it, in the first one, that's what it was, right? Like, it was surrounded around Johnny Cage, and then you had Sonya Blade. I don't even think you met Jax until Annihilation, because I don't remember seeing Jax in the first one.
Right.
If
And
I'm not mistaken, I believe Jax was in the first one, but he wasn't like that yet. He was just Sonya's partner.
okay, and then you were surrounded with Liu Kang, where he kind of like led those champions.
Liu Kang that's the leader. Liu Kang is the leader, and they fucked that so bad in this movie.
Yeah,
so
they
bad. They made him into a bitch.
He was tiny, bro, and I'm a pretty skinny dude.
No, but
In
he
the
reminded me
game-
of Bruce Lee, the way he was like ripped in that one scene where he's like gonna fight and you see him flexing. Like,
No.
he was ripped. Come on.
No.
Have you seen Liu Kang in the games?
No,
His
I know
upper
that.
body?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
huge.
I know,
He's not
I know.
this- But I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I
They could have
didn't-
picked
yeah.
a better Liu Kang.
Yes, I agree, because I
Could've
felt he
made
was
Liu
too
Kang
soft.
Better in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He was
too soft, like,
there's no reason why
relaxed.
He has to keep on doing the whole. Oh, so sorry.
Right,
Like, bro,
right.
I felt like he was Jet
yo,
Li in a
you're the
way.
fucking master.
With
Yeah.
the beads in
Yeah.
that movie, oh man, with Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. I can't think of the movie.
All right, man.
Lethal Weapon
just
4.
look it up.
Lethal Weapon 4. Lethal Weapon 4.
Okay.
Jet Li was in that movie. And that's what Jet Li's character.
Really?
Yeah. And Jet Li just kept playing with the beads. I mean, he was beating people up. But he was just walking around playing with the beads. And that's what I thought Liu Kang was just wait. Patience. Like, what? What? I thought Kung Lao, was it Kung Lao? That's how you pronounce
Liu
it?
Kang. Oh, no, Kung Lao.
I thought his character looked dope, but there was
That
no
jawline.
the jawline. Who talks about the jawline?
Nah, bro, I'm sorry. That dude had that crazy jawline. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that shit was crazy. I kept staring at his jawline. It was the weirdest thing ever. It was the weirdest thing ever.
Oh yeah. R.I.P. Rip. Gone in the wind, man. Gone. They
Yo.
could have picked a better Jax too, but it's all right.
I felt like no one had personality. The only one was Kano. Kano's the
Yes.
only one that had personality in this
He
movie.
was hilarious, brother. He was great.
That
so
was
good.
it. No one else. I mean, Cabal had a little bit of like sense of humor, but he lasted 10 minutes in the film. With Kano, this was like every scene he was in, he stole the show.
Right.
And he used so many like movie reference, like pop culture references. Like I thought it was really well put together, but it felt like it was forced because no one else had sense of humor. They tried to even give Sonya Blade some sense of humor, and it fell flat. I know
Right.
Fresco was in love, but it was
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
great.
I think they picked a good Shang Tsung as well. I don't know. He had that same like character
Kind of, yeah,
feature
yeah.
as the original. I thought that they did very well.
He could have played the younger Shang Tsung.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he has those characteristics. I didn't like Raiden. Like, okay, let's put it like this. I thought the movie was good, but there's a lot of bad things in this film, right? Now, the characters, we're talking about the characters. Raiden, I didn't feel it. And I didn't like the original Raiden in the other films, but it just didn't work for me. Like, when he's like, he's telling Shang Tsung, you got to go back. He's using it like, you're going to return back to Outer Realm. Like, I didn't felt
intimidated.
Yeah, like I was not scared of you. I would have took his finger and broke it. It didn't feel that way. And they're trying to make him feel intimidating because he's like he's the thunder god, the way he said it. But they make him feel. They try to make him feel like a god with such power, but he felt weak to me. Like the way he acted just felt weak.
Well, he stated he wasn't able to interfere with anything.
Yeah,
sense, so.
It's just his approach, the way he spoke, his body, his movement, like his mannerisms. It didn't feel like authority. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like it was a god in my presence. Where in Shang Tsung, I kind of felt that way. Like this guy means business.
Yeah. I think Kung Lao had more authority, more of a
personality.
He had an attitude,
presence, like an attitude, presence, and I think that Raiden just came off as a dick. Like he just came off as like Raiden just came off as like somebody that was like he didn't want to be bothered.
Yeah,
like, he was like whatever. Like this is I'm here to protect the Earth realm. There's 9. We already lost. Fuck it. I'm not gonna bother with the 10th one. You guys. Fuck Earth, you guys are good. But
think about what he had to deal with, right? Because he said he was like, "Oh, this is what I have as champions." Like Sonya didn't even have a marking. A younger guy, Cole had a marking, but really didn't know how to fight. Like he kind of like lost the love of fighting when you saw him fighting in the octagon. And Kano's just an asshole. So it's like this is what I have to deal with.
You're the protector though, and that's the difference between compared to the original Raiden. Like. The original Raiden didn't have to even be there. He just showed up and just snapped his fingers, and the rest of them came running. Like they went running away. Like in the original Raiden, he just stood there and looked at everybody with his eyes like lightning, and everybody was like, "Oh no, chill, I'm good. I don't want to fuck with you," kind of thing. But this guy was like, they were like, "Oh no, we're gonna go to his lair. We're gonna go to his temple. We're gonna break down his walls and fuck him and his people. We're gonna take it all." They were like, there was no fear of Raiden at all. Like they were like, "No, we're gonna do what we want to do. Fuck him."
Right.
And that in my mind was just like you played it off too much of a. You didn't even let him have that power. Like you didn't even make it seem like anybody was scared of him. And I understand Shang Tsung and them was supposed to be, like these all powerful for the Netherworld and all, but you didn't even give the Earth Realm an opportunity to be like, oh yeah, you know what? Here we go. We have. They may not be the best, but they're all we got.
Right.
And give them that chance, or give them a little bit of fear at least, or give them a fighting chance at least. But
right. Question in regards to the whole marking thing, that's new as well, right?
Yes.
Was that ever a thing in the game or in the original movie where if you had that marking,
you were considered a champion? I never remember that.
Not at all.
Okay,
so the birthmark is actually a brand new thing, just to basically market and basically brand the movie in a way, because that was never a thing. As far as I know, never in the games, but it was
to confirm. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was interesting because then that's how, like, once you got the marking, like you killed the champion. I thought that was pretty cool, believe it or not. Like, that's how you are selected. It's just not like random, like, oh, I'm a fighter. I thought that was pretty cool that they implemented that into the movie. The one thing that I thought was weird, especially with Jax, is that they had to find their inner arcana, I think it was called, so they can find their special power. I thought that was stupid because you see Jax with these tiny arms and it just looked weird. It just looked weird. And I'm like, when is he going to get his arms? And he's lifting a rock and I didn't feel like that. Man, it sucks because I didn't feel that the acting... I didn't feel like he was really like in pain because I'm not an actor, but I've watched a lot of films and I'm seeing him like he just screams once, help! No one's helping him. You will continue to scream for help to get some type of answer. He yells it once and then he's like, oh, and then his arm starts getting bored. Like, really? Mm-hmm. I just little things like that. It's just the little details that kind of bothered me, especially what was the other guy? The big guy that's like in every movie, only because he's big. Goro? He can't act. No, not Goro. The one that had the hammer. Rickle, I think it was.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
I can't remember his name now.
I'm looking at it. Oh man, I'm trying to think of his name.
Reiko? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Reiko. It's
Rico.
Riko.
Yeah, Nathan Jones. He's in a lot of films of just because he's a
I never
big
seen him
dude.
before.
Like he's just huge, and
Oh yeah, he is.
he
Look at that.
said nothing in the film. All he did was it sounded like
Yeah.
Rocky, and it's just he got his ass whooped.
Yeah,
That's the
for
character
sure.
though. That's the character though too.
Oh, okay, I
Mhm.
don't know. I haven't played the Mortal Kombat in the recent years, but it was just whack.
Yeah.
Okay, Fresco, do you want to go in on a couple of your issues you had, or do you want me to go first with this?
No, go ahead. I think I pretty much specified the majority of my issues, so by all means.
So my starting issue, I'm gonna go from the beginning of the movie towards the end of the movie.
You have the
Real
floor.
quick. So beginning of the movie, I'm sorry. There is no way in hell that I'm gonna have some dude come into me in the middle of a fucking locker room and be like, "Let me see your scar." I'm gonna be like, "Here you go, take a look at it, cutie." No, first of all, it's not happening. Then on top of that, this dude shows up when I got my daughter outside of a restaurant, and there's some dude throwing ice and shit, and he's like, "Oh, get in the car." I'm gonna put my kid and my family in a car when I got other problems. No, I'm
Right.
sorry. Like I
Right.
just felt like there was just no. They were just very quick to be like, "Oh, you're a chosen one," and okay, yeah, I'm the chosen one. Let me go fight. But yet, because he makes fun of when he's with Sonya, he makes fun of the idea like, "Oh, Mortal Kombat, it's not even spelt right." And you're making fun of this idea, but then all of a sudden, within seconds, you're like, "Oh, you know what? Like, we have to go fight Sub-Zero together. We have to go do this. And we have like you had no. There was it was yeah, it was rushed too much, and the wife and the kid are just okay with some dude taking you away with lightning, and you're okay with teleporting. Oh, it's okay. It's my doorway back home, bro. I'm not about to walk into a cloud of lightning and be like, "Oh yeah, I might end up at my house."
Right.
No, thank you. Like, what the fuck? So they were just. It was a lot of that they were just too okay with. Um, Sonya, the fact that she had no powers, she got her marking, and all of a sudden she came back and blew my girl Melina away. No, I'm sorry, dude. That was bullshit. Like Melina was getting like they were fighting hard. She comes back and all of a sudden she's able to do the fucking shockwave, the shock shot.
Yeah.
No, you had no reason. What made you get your Arcana at that point?
Well, she
like,
killed
that was
Kano.
just-
That's why.
Yeah, I mean,
But you're talking about like how
Kano
she got it so
lied.
fast. Yeah.
Some time
Yeah.
to train for that to get their powers.
Yeah.
and also Raiden, the fact that he was able to teleport everybody to where they had to go. So you mean to tell me you teleported each one of them to their fight? She just killed Kano, and you managed to teleport him. You managed to teleport her to go fight Melina, and then on top of that, when you see Cole go and fight Sub-Zero with Scorpion, you go fight Sub-Zero, you don't even try to teleport anybody to the octagon ring, to his locker, to like the where he was boxing and stuff.
Because he ran into the smoke. Why wouldn't anybody else go there? And then you get there at the end.
But why didn't Raiden teleport anybody there?
No. That's what I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
He ran into the smoke, and that's what brought him to the cage. You know, everything iced.
Yeah. And everything was iced up and all, and it's like, okay, but Raiden, you're supposed to be helping him out. What do you? Oh, just because you want Scorpion? And I understand it's just for plot, just to have it move along, so you get Scorpion in the movie and all.
Yeah.
But I just feel like they definitely did it wrong because, first of all, if you're talking about 4 more movies, and you're talking about this is the 9th tournament, and they need to win 1 more. So I understand the 10th tournament needs to be won for the Netherrealm to take over the Earth Realm. So there's still opportunity for them to lose. You know, Netherrealm can lose 3 more tournaments and Earth come out victorious. But I feel like you should have started it at like the 3rd tournament or the 4th tournament, and give yourself that opportunity to make it where best of 10, and give yourself that opportunity to go forward with more movies. Don't put Cole in the brand new one. Have Cole be the lore behind it. Like, you're gonna end up leading up to Cole by the 4th movie. And have it where you learn more, because like they did the Kano Cabal, and Sonya was talking about, oh yeah, we ran into a superhuman that back in the day or whatever, and we were gonna go talk to him, whatever, and he slit his throat, and that's how he got the marking. So Kano slit Cabal's throat and got the marking. Then why is Cabal still part of the Netherrealm and one of the champions for the other side? Because they don't touch on it. They just briefly touch on it, and they don't really say anything about it.
There's a little backstory.
They do make it seem where, you know, he's like, oh, he's the reason why Cabal has to wear a mask and talk through the mask, because it's his oxygen and stuff. So I mean, the story behind it was fucked. the dialogue from the characters, Kano stole the fucking movie. I'm sorry. He was so on point to his character in the games, so on point to his character in the original. He was just on point with everything so much. So, and I loved it. I loved Kano, especially when he did when he killed I'm gonna say Reptile, but it's not Reptile, and I'll explain why in a minute.
Okay.
When he did that and he ripped his heart out, he said Kano wins, like the fatality.
Right.
He did they did their fatalities. They did their finishing move with Jax with the head smash. They did their fatalities. Kung Lao, right? Kung Lao.
Sick. The
that
blade
was amazing. That was like
so dope.
Yeah,
that was the most amazing thing to watch him surfing and covered in blood and all. Like, I loved it. They killed Goro, and I'm sorry for the first movie to have some new dude kill Goro. Fuck out of here. Goro is the prince. Like, you should not have had him be able to get killed that quickly. That's bullshit. They should have had one of their other random characters that they wanted to bring in. Let them die.
Let Johnny Cage do the split and the punch to the nuts. I want to see that.
Go with that Easter egg, exactly. And I mean, it's hard to also judge time frame because they talk about when they show you when they're walking through and they're looking through the temple, they show you Goro ripping somebody in half. So now you have somebody Goro ripping somebody in half, but yet you have this dude kill him. Okay, fine, whatever. They show you Nightwolf in the book.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
That was cool.
What time frame is Nightwolf in? You know, they show you a lot. They show you not Cabal, what's his name? With the teeth and the
long, I know you're talking about. I saw that. Man, I don't know the names.
Like, there are so many Easter eggs that they put in, but yet they have the time frame so fucked from beginning to end. And now you're bringing in Johnny Cage. You have Johnny coming in for the next movie, most likely.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
You have Liu Kang, who is now, I don't know if he's getting his powers and like he's becoming the leader or whatever, but Liu Kang is supposed to be the leader. He was the leader. Kung Lao is dead, which is fucked.
Yeah, I thought that was so dumb to get rid of him so quick.
Yeah, Reptile, I was talking to Riddler about it, and Reptile in the movies and in the games and everything else too is part of Sizoth, which is what they call him, a Sizoth in the movie.
Okay. They
do reference, but now Riddler had said to me too, is that really Reptile? Because Reptile is able to talk, and he walks on two legs. He's basically like a domesticated version of those creatures. So now, is that actually Reptile, or was that one of Reptile's family members, or somebody within his race that they brought out? So that's where I want to see what they do take with that. I do want to leave it on one thing though, real quick. I am so fucking hyped about Noob Saibot.
Honestly, I thought I was gonna see Smoke.
That's what I thought. I thought I was gonna see Smoke too.
Yeah,
but that's what he is. That's at the end of Sub-Zero. At Sub-Zero when he turns to Noob Saibot at the end.
But
because that's when he takes his hood off.
I didn't know that.
Remember one thing though. Watch the end of when they're fighting, when Scorpion's fighting Sub-Zero.
Right.
Now, mind you, they did make it just go from Bihan and right to Sub-Zero. They didn't tell you how he got to that idea.
Right.
But now in the ring, he gets his hood. He takes his hood off.
Right.
Now he's wearing all black hood.
Yeah.
Takes the mask, and he's in all black. His whole uniform, his whole 40-pound uniform comes off. And he's in all black. And then at the end of it, he gets turned to ashes. And that's when Shang Tsung says, where death starts, ashes become, or whatever he says, that line.
Yeah.
And he takes Sub-Zero down. That's the beginning of New Saibot. So Sub-Zero and Scorpion, they did it where Sub-Zero and Scorpion were basically their version of Liu Kang for this movie, I think. So it was their way of being able to be like, oh, guess what? Here's two powerhouses for Mortal Kombat. We're going to give it to you, but it's only going to be the beginning of the story. We're not going to have them going forward. Now, going forward, you're going to have Noob Saibot, and you're going to have Cole, who is going to be Scorpion's basically predecessor, who will probably have the soul of Scorpion within him, because he's probably going to be able to claw back on him in some way or another. But it might be like a like Marvel vs. Capcom, you can call in a second player kind of shit.
Yeah.
I feel like it might be something like that. But yeah, you got Noob Saibot now. You don't have Sub-Zero anymore. He's gone.
That's sick.
I didn't think of it.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he's right. Damn, dude. So just really quick.
No, you do your thing. Yeah.
No. I don't have. I already spoke of all of my disappointments. What the fact of the matter is, I think there's too much story to be able to explain in a matter of an hour and 45 minutes. That's just it. It's too much. So I feel like they try to rush the entire story. They try to bring other new stories into it as well.
Yeah.
And it didn't overlap correctly. That's all I
Yes.
think.
Yep.
You know.
And I
Oh.
agree. Yeah, no, I agree with everything you and Johnny are saying. I think Johnny went in depth. And this is the
Yeah.
question, right? Like, there's a lot of complaining about this film, but
Right.
we still enjoyed it, right? We still
enjoyed it for
felt
what
it
it
was
was.
still good. And this is the reason why I think it was good. One, we never got gore or blood like this in any of the films. We never saw pretty much like their I would say, like, we saw their finishing moves before in the other films, but it was never at this scale. Like, seeing Kung Lao come out of the floor and then throwing the blade and having this butterfly chick, I don't even know who the person was. She didn't say one word. All she did was scream.
Nitara is her name. Nitara, but yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know the characters like that. But seeing those things was really cool. All of Sub-Zero's moves was incredible. When he stops the gun shot from like hitting him from Jax, when he like freezes everything, like it kind of felt like a horror film, right? Where every time you knew he was coming, the floor would get icy, something would get icy, and you see them. You see him like come out. I thought that was incredible. I thought just the fact that we didn't see the BS of the when Scorpion the get over here comes out of the hand. I like that it was more modernized. Like it came out of his like his suit kind of thing. Like
Sleeve, yeah.
And I thought that was so good. Like it wasn't too gimmicky. Like it didn't feel like a video game where the other movies they try to make it like a video game where we want it to be more modernized. So I appreciate all of those things. I do appreciate Kano. Without Kano, that movie would have been horrible to watch. It would have been really difficult to watch. I don't care how good the fight scenes were or anything like that. I thought they could have used a lot of other characters rather than the ones that we saw. And maybe they're just holding on to like some great characters for later on down the line. But losing Goro in the beginning, losing the way we lost him that way was horrible. He's more of a force in the game and in the comics, because there's comics out there. Anything that I've looked up, like Goro is that dude. Like he doesn't just go away to some random guy that you guys just put in the film. So there was the good parts. I don't know if the good parts outweigh the bad parts, and I think maybe because of the nostalgia for us as gamers and people that just love the story of Mortal Kombat, that we accept the bad parts because of the little bit of good that was in it. But if you step back a little bit, this movie wasn't that good. Like the story, the acting, the dialogue, the idea around this new character. But seeing the fighting, them come together, the finishers, I thought it was really fan made. If you never played the game, you probably wouldn't enjoy this film.
I was just gonna say, listening to what you were saying just now, and if you have nostalgia glasses on, you love it. Take away the nostalgia from it, and the movie is shit.
Yeah, yeah.
The truth of the matter is, the movie has no continuity. Sorry.
Yeah.
No continuity to it. It's all over the place. It is no set plot to it, because if you don't know Mortal Kombat, you're gonna be like, okay,
lost
what are they doing right now? Why are they running around? Who is this dude that's coming out of nowhere? Why are they doing? How did this guy manage to teleport? Why did they manage to do this? What? You're gonna have too many questions if you don't know Mortal Kombat. And I mean,
that's true.
I love seeing Cabal teleport,
some,
Melina teleport. I love that.
In reality, how you gonna have some dude? My question would be definitely, how you gonna have some guy with a hat that throws it into the sand out of the rocks, and he rides some lady like a surfboard? Like, if I was watching it from an outsider perspective, like, you know,
how does he not cut himself when he touches it? He started asking.
Exactly. By the way, I wanted to also say I did notice. I meant to bring it up before. 3 things. One, the paintings, like the Easter eggs, they have Shao Kahn and Goro in the paintings.
Okay.
The Shaolin Order of Light, Liu is introduced as a member of the Shaolin Order of Light, but in the games and also in the previous movies too, the Order of Light is the secret sect of monks that first nominated Liu Kang to be a combatant in Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
So it was not that they were birthmarks; they were chosen, of course, at that point. Because, and the other thing I wanted to mention was, did anybody else notice Sub-Zero's moves that he did, which I thought were phenomenal? The ice wall.
Yeah.
When he threw somebody through the ice wall, he made the ice wall.
Yeah.
I feel that they made one scene too quick, though. When Scorpion was going to hit him and jump at him, they made he made a replicant. You know how he makes that? Ice
Oh yeah,
replicant?
yeah.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. That was
quick.
dope. That was dope.
That was
So quick. Like you didn't even know what it was unless
Yeah.
you really knew what you were looking at. It was
Yes.
just so
I
quick.
saw that. I was like, oh, that was so hot.
yeah, that was sick.
Yeah. So
I
the
would have
Easter
liked to
eggs were
see.
great.
Yeah, I would like to see him free someone. That was one thing that we didn't see. Like when we saw in the original, I think it was Liu Kang who we fought in the original, where he was like
Right.
doing that long kick. I was telling my wife about it too. Like it's that long like karate kick in the air, and he freezes him, and then it breaks. I thought
Bicycle
that.
kick?
I don't know. It's that one where he's like that, and I
Oh,
can't
wait,
do it
no,
on the
no.
video.
In the original, no. In the original one, it wasn't that he
Yeah,
froze Liu Kang. He fought one of the guys that they were trying to show off their moves.
Ah, yes, yes,
And
yes.
it was one of the guys with the red hood that jumped at him and did a side kick, a flying kick.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
and he froze him and he hit the wall. That's what it was. Yeah.
right.
That now the kick that Liu Kang does, where it's like going like this.
Yeah.
He should have did the noise though.
Nah, you can't do that nowadays, man. I feel like
That would have been so
someone would get
cool. Like,
I mean,
that was so
I would've
cool.
watched it.
I would have loved
my
it too, man.
My overall take, to be honest with you, I think that they need to continue with this, but I don't think it should have been a movie. I think it should have been an HBO series.
They should have done a series.
Well, they did make
If it
a
was
series back in the
Now,
day.
this movie. Yeah, but dude, back in the day. Now you have look at when you have all the other movies that came out, the other series that came out recently. Look at even what's that movie with oh my god.
It was
new
called
the up and coming black actor. He's
Another
so
one.
good in the movie too. The one with Cthulhu. Not Cthulhu. What?
We have the
God.
technology to search.
Well, I was gonna
Yes,
say the one.
Lovecraft County. Like if you look at Lovecraft County on HBO Max,
Oh, I never saw it.
like the graphics that they do in that, the CGI and everything else that they do in that, they have the opportunity to make this Mortal Kombat into a really great series, not a 4-part movie.
Yeah, so like the Mortal Kombat Legacy, I never saw it. It was made by Machinia. I can't even pronounce it. Machinia, whatever. They made it back in 2011. It was a 2-season series that lasted 2 years, obviously. And it had, I think I mentioned it earlier too to Fresco. Michael Jamal White. He's actually a martial artist who's an actor. He did Spawn. You remember the actor who plays Spawn?
Michael J. White?
Yeah, that's his name, right?
It's Michael Jamal White. It's Michael J. White.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michael J. White, not Michael Jamal White. Oh, Michael J. White. Yeah, so he's the main guy around that series. It's called Mortal Kombat Legacy. It was released in 2011. Again, I think it was on their website and then later went to YouTube. But that was a series that I heard good things about. And maybe you're right. Maybe they shouldn't have made this movie. Maybe it should have just been a TV series. I think I would have enjoyed it more because there's more flexibility. You can extend the story. You could talk more. You can introduce all these characters. Like I said, there's hundreds of characters, and you may not use all of them, but having a series to introduce, I think would have been amazing. And I'm going to watch this Legacy. If it's still out, I'm going to watch it, Mortal Kombat Legacy, because I heard great things about it. And they introduced a lot of things. There was more story behind it on Jax's part and Sonya Blade's part. So I would like to get more in depth into that and learn more about Mortal Kombat in that way, rather than just in an hour and 40 minutes. Like Fresco will say, like, there was just not enough time to explain this story.
Right.
Oh my God.
What?
I just looked up the movie. By the way, it's Makina. The Makina. But I just looked up the movie, and the guy I was talking about was Baraka. That's the guy.
Baraka, yes. The bald guy with the teeth. Yeah.
Where is Legacy?
So he's in the series. Like I'm looking at the series 2 cast, and he's in it. Baraka, Cyrax, Ermac, Johnny Cage, Kano, Kenshi. Oh my God, Katana.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it too. Like I have to.
Yeah.
Like that looks amazing. Like
That's dope.
And the animated series
done
too.
a series.
I heard the animated series was good. I didn't watch it. I have to watch it now after watching this film. I'm gonna play the video game. I gotta get back into it. I used to love this game as a kid.
Yeah.
Oh guys, who's gonna get buying the video game? I'm gonna get it this week.
I already have it.
Yeah, which one do you have?
The
I have
Aftermath?
11.
I have 11 for the Xbox, but I have to find my Xbox.
Yeah.
I think GameStop had a
It was
sale
on
on it.
sale.
And this is
it was on sale.
And they have all the characters, Joker and Rambo and RoboCop, Terminator.
Yeah.
I gotta play it. I gotta play it because I remember playing Mortal Kombat versus DC, and I thought that was dope too.
Yeah.
That was
See, I'll meet you guys on the battlefield because I wreck all you in Mortal Kombat. Maybe not Smash, but I'll wreck you guys in Mortal Kombat.
Bro, I remember as a kid, man, and this is 97. I was 10 years old. I will go in Brooklyn to Coney Island. They had an arcade. They don't have arcades no more. You have to go to, I think it's called a barcade now. There's no arcade places. Before, you would go to the arcade and you would challenge people. I remember at 10, 11 years old, I was at these arcades and just beating people's ass as an 11-year-old. And not only just Mortal Kombat, but Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, those games were so dope. I don't think they'll ever do a movie like that, but that would be so dope. Imagine watching a Marvel vs. Capcom movie.
Dude, nah. They could never. Budget. Yeah, there's no way.
Come on.
Too much CGI.
Of course. But that would be so dope.
10 more years. Wait till the graphics get better in another 5 to 10 years, and then I think they could probably do it. But until then, I don't see it happening.
That's a big budget.
There's a Mortal Kombat 12 coming out already. It's coming out April 28th, 2023.
Yeah, that one I did hear about that one. Because I know that Mortal Kombat 11, they ended up, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they did like multiple versions of it. It was like Mortal Kombat 11, and then it was like Mortal Kombat 11 Legacy, I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
I know it's Aftermath
DLCs that came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then they add the DLC for it and stuff like that too. But Lou, you just made me feel so old. Like back in my day,
I was born in '87.
Old, man.
That's when you used to be like, "I'll take this quarter." You walk over to the machine and you take the quarter. And
slam
it down, and
that's how you did it. That's how you did it. I'm not lying. I will go there like, I got next, put the quarter on the damn game, and they will look at me like, "Who are you, little kid?" Like, I'm about to beat that ass. That's who I am. Yo.
Yep.
And it's just the nostalgia. That's why I really loved seeing everything come to light, especially the gore and blood. If it didn't have that, it would just be watching the originals. And that's what really made it for me.
I have a quick question. In regards to Scorpion's and Sub-Zero's story. Now, in the original Mortal Kombat, they weren't samurai. They were ninjas, right?
If I'm not mistaken,
were they always samurai?
Because I thought they were ninjas.
This one, they went more onto the samurai side of the story. What did you guys think about that? I thought it was pretty awesome because it was more so samurai. If you looked at Scorpion's like attire, it was more samurai based, his mask as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. I was, when I was watching it, I thought it was confusing where Sub-Zero spoke both Chinese and Japanese dialect, and Scorpion's family, he only spoke Japanese.
I didn't realize that.
I was gonna mention that was a crazy thing I thought about that because of like when you're reading the subtitles, because he even says Bihan even says too, he goes, "I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know the words you're speaking, but all I know is I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah,
that was the crazy thing.
And I'm wondering why. And that's the thing. Like, I wish there was more of a backstory for them. Give me their story. Why they hate each other? Why there's a battle? Because they said, "Oh, he took out his entire bloodline." But why? Yes. What was the reason? I want more of that. Exactly. Are we going to revisit it in part 2? What's going to happen? That story is more appealing than Cole, who fought in a cage that got his ass whooped because he didn't do an uppercut. It's just stupid. I don't want to see Cole. Why? I was wondering why I'm watching this. Why am I watching his story? It was not appealing. His wife, his daughter had there was nothing there. You take that out, it'd still be the film. There was no purpose for him.
Also, you notice one thing that I feel like is a big plot hole that they fucked up on, or it's just the fact that it's true. When Sub-Zero went to go kill Cole, he said, "This is the end of the Bihan bloodline."
Right.
Last time I checked, you have a daughter, bro. Unless that ain't your kid and that's the mailman's kid.
That's true.
Yo, you right.
Hold up, dude, unless that is not your kid, and that's cool if it's not, but you can't be saying that shit when you have the whole premise of the fact that it's your wife and kid. Like, the wife and kid did not need to be in this.
No. Cole didn't need to be in it.
They didn't. They did. None of it needed to be in it. I mean, and then on top of it, too, the birthmark gets passed down generation to generation. But how does that happen, though, when they make the birthmark actually be where you have to get killed to get it? It goes to the next person. So if you're born with it, did your mother die did your mother die giving birth to you and that's how you got it? Or did your father die?
My brain. Yeah, you're right.
But then, didn't Liu Kang explain how he got his? He said he was born with it. Liu Kang said, if I'm not mistaken.
Liu Kang said he was born with it? Or Cole was born with it? Because Cole was born
with it. Oh, yeah, maybe it was Cole. Yeah, maybe it was Cole.
And Cole was saying that he was an orphan from the east side of Chicago.
Yeah. How did he get there?
Right? How
Right.
did he
Well,
get there?
didn't Raiden pick him up?
No, Raiden
No,
saved
that's
the
not him.
daughter.
That was Raiden's great grandkid.
No, that's not Raiden's
That was
grandkid. That was
Cole's great grandkid or whatever, grandparent, which
yeah.
is Bihan's kid.
Yeah, the daughter. Remember that Raiden picked her up out of the box?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then how did he
Gotcha.
get to Chicago?
And how did that baby get the blood? How did that baby
Yeah.
get the birthmark?
much.
They didn't think
nobody
about
killed him
this.
Because Sub-Zero killed Bihan. So therefore, Sub-Zero should get the mark from Bihan, not the kid. So,
Right.
wow. Okay, the more I'm thinking about this,
Yeah,
it's
you
just-
confused my entire life, man.
oh my god, this just ruined the movie for me even more now. Like, I'm gonna go back and watch the original and love the original for what it was. That's it.
Yeah.
Now this is the thing, right? So does this movie success based on nostalgia, or is it because people are really enjoying this? Like, I didn't enjoy Kong versus Godzilla, but it made so much money and people loved it. I don't know why, but it
I
just
loved it. But we're not gonna get into that.
no, we're not gonna. But what I'm saying is that does this movie have that same effect? Like, obviously, I don't think it's gonna make as much money because they built up to this. You saw the King Kongs and the Godzillas prior to them fighting each other. They had like 4 films building up to that. This just came out of nowhere. Does it still have the kind of same success because of the nostalgia feeling, or is it just people are curious to see what it is because it's really not that good, but they just enjoy like what we enjoy? You know, like. Where does it go from here? Do we find out that it's gonna make a new one, or it just dies? If it dies, I'll be so upset. Like, that was a waste of my time.
Yeah,
You have to make another one.
You can't drop a hint with a fucking Johnny Cage poster and then just never continue forward from that. There's no way.
And the fact that they already signed the contract too for 3 more movies is kind of like you're kind of hoping for the best.
Now we're gonna end it with this. Who do you think they should play? Who should play Johnny Cage?
Oh, wait, hold up. I thought you were going to ask about the fact of whether or not it was done.
Oh yeah, I didn't think you were gonna answer. Sorry.
So I'm going to answer real quick because I want to see
go
what
ahead.
Fresco's response is.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel that it's being based on the nostalgia more than anything else.
Of
'Cause
course.
I feel that Kong, Godzilla, they have a cult following
Yeah.
of generations, like 70 years of cult following for
Absolutely.
people that love Kong, people that love Godzilla. So now when you put both of these powerhouses together, you got multiple people from other sides.
Yeah. Maybe that was a
Mortal
bad
Kombat?
comparison.
But but no, I understand though, because
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat has a cult following. So it is like Halo. A lot of video games have cult followings, but they're not nearly as big because of the fact that you're talking about a movie situation. You're not talking about a video game situation where Kong and them were movies.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat is a video game cult following. Halo has a video game cult following. Halo as a movie would suck. Look at Doom. Doom sucked. Like some of the video game movies, like just because you have a cult following as a video game does not mean you're going to have that following in the movie, and that's where the money wise is not going to follow it. Where, because in all reality, I hate to say it like this too, you have a lot of people that are heavy into games that are antisocial.
Of course.
That do
Yeah.
not want to go to the movie theaters to go see it.
HBO
So
Max.
your money is going to be coming from doing something like Disney did, where they pay $30 to get a prequel, like an early release.
Yes.
Because I would have paid $30 for that,
I
as
would've-
opposed to paying $30 to go to the theater.
Yeah. If it was something that my whole family's gonna watch, but this was just me, so I was like, I'll pay $15 to go to the theater. But I watched it again on HBO Max, and after watching it a second time, I'm like, maybe this is not that good.
Yeah, no, it's nostalgia. It's
Yeah.
rose-colored glasses on it, honestly,
Yeah.
more than anything else. It's the hype behind it that you had.
Yeah.
No, I agree as well. I think that it came from 3 different sources. I think that it came from the nostalgia, us older gentlemen that are still walking the earth, that game lovers, the newer generation that didn't play Mortal Kombat back when it was on PlayStation, and they're playing Mortal Kombat 11 now in these years, and those who are just curious about the movie. I feel like it was those three sources of people that like brought in the money for this movie, but mainly nostalgia purposes. Because what Johnny said is true. If you knew nothing about Mortal Kombat and you watched this movie, you would have no idea what's going on.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So to the last question, who plays Johnny Cage? You could go
Get
first.
Van
Fresco.
Damme back in this. It's fine. He's still.
Oh my God, imagine. Oh
So for
my
those that
God,
don't
that'd be
know,
great.
originally the game was based off of Jean-Claude Van Damme, the action star back in the 90s. They wanted him to be the character that was the whole game based around. But he denied that he wanted to be a part of it. He said that he was not interested. So they did it anyway.
Street Fighter instead.
So they put him in Street like man. Well, first of all, they did. Gaia was not based off of Jean-Claude Van Damme. He just played the character. Well, this was actually based on him, and he didn't want no parts of it. It was just like an action star that does martial arts, and that's where Johnny Cage came from.
Right.
Now, if they put Jean-Claude Van Damme to play Johnny Cage, bro,
I don't know.
he's too old, one. But if they did, I think the nostalgia for us that know about this will be like, no way. We will be blown away by it. And I think it'll be more intriguing.
No.
Like, shit, he's in it? No, you don't think so?
I honestly,
I don't
love
want to, but I'm just saying, imagine.
I love Van Damme back in the day. I mean, I loved him even in the movie as stupid as Double Team with him and Dennis Rodman.
I don't think Fresco's ever seen that, but I know what you're talking. I went to the theater to see it as a kid.
That
I
movie
saw it
was
as a
so,
kid.
like, that movie was so. Anyway, but yeah, no, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I can't see it. Oh my God! Somebody just mentioned. Okay, I will say it when let me go back. So Johnny Cage, as far as Van Damme goes, no, I don't see it. I wouldn't go see it just because it's Van Damme. They did it with Expendables, and that movie was good because it was like you're catering to people that want to see your 90s action stars. But let them be. Let them retire in peace. Let them be governors. Let them do what they're gonna do.
Let them be governors.
Because their fatality, in all reality, the fatality for Johnny Cage would be like your nursing home fatality. We're good. That's all right.
He could still do a split, but
I'll get back up.
What about Ryan Reynolds?
That's what I was just gonna say. I was just looking at that. Somebody mentioned Ryan Reynolds.
What about Ryan Reynolds? I could see that.
That would be. But I don't think he could fight like that. Like, you have to do a lot of training. Yeah, you're right.
He would train.
Imagine seeing Ryan Reynolds do that. They would have to pay him a lot of money. He would take most of the budget. He would actually get paid their full budget, $55 million, to be in the film. Yeah. He's too big of a star.
No, he would do it. Ryan Reynolds is the type of guy that would probably do it for a very low budget just to get it done. Look at Deadpool.
Yeah,
but he loved the character. That's what.
And that's the thing too. Like, we don't know how he feels about that. You might as well get Vin Diesel at this point.
Oh no.
Please
pass. I know. I'm I wouldn't do Vin Diesel.
Please don't.
I always had this thing for Christian Bale, where, well, not like that. Not I had a thing for Christian Bale, but I thought actually, believe it or not, back in the day,
see him as Johnny Cage?
No, and this is the thing. I thought he played Johnny Cage in the original because there's like some resemblance to it. So I'm like, wait, did Christian Bale play Johnny Cage? But no, it's not him. It's a different actor. I'm not saying he should, but you need to get a star that's not really big, but has like good acting skills and that can do martial arts. Like that's what he does, and that's gonna be hard to find.
Can't do martial arts.
What
I mean, he can, but I was gonna say Christian Bale can't do martial arts.
He's kind of old now. You need a young star. You got to put young people in this.
Because you got to realize too. Again, we're looking at it with nostalgia glasses because we want Van Damme. We want the person like any of these people to be in it. Might as well get fucking Keanu Reeves to do it at this point. Like you're looking at.
I like
things,
that.
And I mean,
because he can fight.
Ryan Reynolds, I need to separate myself because everybody knows I'm a diehard Deadpool fan, and I can only see Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. Like right now, I can only see him as that. Like his comedy, and Johnny Cage is comedic, but he's got the cockiness. He's a mixture of Deadpool and Iron Man. So it's comedy while still got that cockiness of that playboy mentality. So I don't think Ryan Reynolds would be able to pull that off. I think you're going to need another up-and-coming star that's new to the scene that nobody knows. The same way they're doing with the rest of them, to give somebody else a chance to break through.
Now,
in my opinion.
I saw today on Twitter, The Miz. You know who The Miz is? The Miz is a WWE superstar wrestler, right? He has his own show on E, whatever. He's also from the real world back in the day, if you don't know who he is. But anyway, The Miz put on Twitter that he would like to play Johnny Cage. Do you see The Miz playing Johnny Cage? He has the attitude. He can play a superstar. The thing is, can he really? I mean, he's a wrestler, so he can fight, so to speak. Can he pull it off? I was looking at it, and I'm like, maybe it could happen. He's not going to demand a lot of money. He's not gonna be a big superstar,
Right.
but I think he could probably pull it off. I think he would need to get in better shape though, because he's not like
Trying to look
physically
a little
fit.
bit similar. Tiny bit similar. Just based upon.
Yeah,
I think it could
I
pull it
would
off.
say mainly this alone.
Yeah. The Miz
He
can.
he looks that part a little bit, like he with the sunglasses and shit.
Yeah, I think he could pull it off. Now he's got to learn how to do the split. You gotta split punch, bro. If you can't do that, you cannot. Like that would be the audition. Do a split punch. If you can do it, you got the film.
Honestly,
Yeah. I
see
literally
it.
just put it on.
Yeah,
He could
Yeah,
do
I
it,
see it. I do see it.
right?
Ah,
All right, so we're
Better
gonna
than John Cena.
bruh, no, please.
no.
Cena,
Bruh.
man.
No more John Cena. Cena
No,
needs
no,
to
He's
go.
John
already
Cena.
in Suicide Squad.
And he's getting his own TV show that's
And
done.
his own team.
Okay,
Really? No shit.
so yeah, he's gonna be playing the same character for Suicide Squad on HBO Max.
Chris Jericho, it's fine. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding.
That would bring all the wrestlers. Oh, make The Rock. No.
God.
The Rock is too much money. He's worth more than the film is altogether.
Oh yeah.
The last episode we did 3,000 questions about me. What we're gonna do
Oh
is
my
between you guys pick a number between 1 and 3,000, and you have to answer that question. So Fresco,
go
you go
again.
first.
Wait, what was it?
A number between 1 and 3,000.
14. 1,400. Yeah.
14, yeah. All right, let's see.
I picked this last time.
You think? No, you
think
can't.
so.
You can't answer the same. You can't ask the same question if it's checked.
Let's see.
No, it hasn't been asked. Okay, so this is it. 14. It says, which do you like more, a really good book or a great movie? Perfect question.
Of course it's gonna be a movie. I don't like to read, man.
Me either.
What is with you and Lou not liking to read it all?
Hey. However, I can read though. I'm just saying.
I cannot read Pokemon, so fuck that. I'm not gonna fight you on that.
I'd rather have a snack, some popcorn, and
Hell
just
yeah.
enjoy.
I would not
good
like to read a book, bro.
I-
Sorry.
ever since my younger years, I've never been able to immerse myself in a book. Now, do I have friends that do? Absolutely. My friend Ro, she's reading all the time. She actually goes out to look for new books, and I'm like, I can't. It's not for me.
Same.
You ever
Not
tried
for me.
audiobook?
There are audiobooks as well.
I haven't even
but-
tried that. I haven't even tried that.
I'll be honest, like real quick, off note, if you ever want to try audiobook, to do audiobook and do Ready Player One through audiobook.
You ever seen the movie Fresco? Ready Player One?
I have not.
Good movie. You talk about
Oh my
nostalgia?
God.
Go watch that today. You'll get every
The book
video
is
game
10 times
nostalgia.
better, though.
I heard.
The movie is very
Yeah.
bad compared to the book.
No, but I love the movie. There's a lot of
is-
Easter eggs, bro. Some of them you won't even see. I had to watch it 2 times.
We should do an episode on Ready Player One because they're coming out with Ready Player Two.
Yes, I know. All right,
But,
Johnny, you pick a number 1 to 3,000. 1 through 3,000.
12.
12. Okay. Let's go back. 12.
I want to be like Fresco.
I see. Oh, 12 was picked. You got to pick another
Okay, 11.
one. 11. All right, making me.
That's a lucky
Right,
number.
picked also.
That's good luck.
Let's see.
It is good luck, yeah.
It is picked.
Damn.
Okay,
Don't pick 13 because that's what I picked last time. That's what I picked before.
666.
I'm pretty sure someone picked that, but we're gonna take a look.
Somebody had to. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, someone
I
picked
should've
it.
probably picked that. It's
Oh
69.
my god.
One, two, three, four.
Yo, I bet someone picked that too. All right, hold on. 1, 2. No one's picked that. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Do you prefer male or female singer voices?
Oh, that's a good question, actually. I would say it depends on the genre of music. Because if I'm listening to EDM and I'm listening to any kind of house music, I definitely prefer female. But if I'm listening to rock, I do prefer male. And if I'm listening to country, male. Like pretty much a female voice is great, but I prefer female when it comes to like house, EDM, club music as a background. But I do prefer male, like a deeper male voice when it comes to some music.
I would agree. My favorite R&B artists are male. I don't really have a big like list of female R&B artists because I enjoy R&B.
112.
No, not the groups. I don't like the groups. Insane, Kim, Backstreet
90s.
Boys, 98 Degrees. That's not it.
90s, early 2000s were mostly male R&B. Like they were the ones that were like really like
like I love
the
John
main
Legend.
focus.
I think the
Right.
dude has an amazing voice.
Right.
It's just
Yeah.
unbelievable. But as far as female voices, not that they're bad, but I don't have like, oh, I can't wait to listen to the next Mariah Carey album. It's not my thing. I know Mariah Carey's old, but you know, I'm not gonna listen to Keisha Cole or Ashanti. Like those are just not my kind of thing. I do enjoy the male R&B voice, Marvin Gaye and stuff like that. I enjoy that, Luther Vandross, stuff like that. But for me, I would agree, male voice for me is better for me to enjoy rather than female. Nothing wrong with female. I think they have great singers. Christina Aguilera has a great voice, but
Pop singers, well, the 2000s were good.
Right.
Britney Spears was not great, and J-Lo cannot sing.
She didn't have to sing.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, we're gonna leave it there, guys. Well, before we get into anyway, so yeah, anything guys you want to say before we leave? Any like plugins, let people know where you stream and stuff like that.
Before we get into that, so let's do a quick 1 out of 10. What are you guys rating Mortal Kombat?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, yeah.
Johnny, go first, Johnny.
Okay, so that's a really
1 out of 10. Final verdict. What do you believe? 1 out of 10.
Final verdict only. I would say probably about 6.5, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Ooh.
I was gonna say 7, just straight 7 out of 10 because of everything we just mentioned. But they had an opportunity to be great. They dropped the ball.
Right, yeah.
So 7 is for me.
I say a 7 as well, which is kind of it's like there. It could have been there, but
they dropped the ball. Yeah.
Okay. That's all I had.
Do you want to do any plugins? Let them know where you stream Monday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Saturday, whatever.
Yes. So you guys can catch me on Twitch. You can just check me out. Twitch.tv/Fresco. That's FRESC0__. I'm a variety streamer. You could see me play horror games, story-based games, multiplayer games, etc. You can find me there.
Johnny?
Yes, I am on Twitch. You can catch me as well too. It's Johnny BoomBotz, JOHNNY_BOOMBOTZ. Everybody loves saying the name, so you got to come check it out. And I am more of a platform gamer. I love doing co-op games and platform gaming. I mostly stream on Tuesday, Wednesday, although I'm going to be adding more days soon. Every other Wednesday is Whiskey Wednesday. So definitely be sure to check it out, suggest whiskeys, and come have a drink and hang out with us. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you joining me for the 4th episode of Keep Gaming Podcast. You can catch us every Monday. You can catch us on YouTube, or if you want to listen to it on podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. And you'll see us next week. Well, not all of us, but I'll be live next week, probably with my boy, Miyamo CG. We're going to be talking about the comic book TV show, Invincible. So be on the lookout for that. I want to thank you guys all again for joining. Until next time, keep gaming. Peace.
Thank you, guys. Later.
Thank you, Lou.